What's up?
Boom! There he is. Granger, what's up, man? Thanks
How
for
are
making the
you?
time today. I'm really good. How are you?
Man, I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. There's a lot to get to. Of course, all of our questions today are from your fans, which I think has got to be super cool for you to kind of answer those questions, as I'm sure you get a ton of them, and it's really hard to keep up with them. So we got a couple minutes here. Let's first off, I guess, congratulations on Country Things Volume 2. You got this like double album thing going on, and I love Volume 1 personally. That's why I love Dirt Roads, Hate You Like I Love You, but I'm listening to Volume 2 the other day. I was getting rid of some leaves in the backyard, and Man Made is such a great tune that when I came inside, true story, I played it for my 7-year-old because he's just kind of understanding music and whatnot. And he teared up, man, because it's such a great song. It really is. Congrats on everything.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. Man Made is a special one for me, too. And Volume 2, it was always meant to be listened to all together, Volume 1 and Volume 2, 16 songs. So dividing it up was just so that hopefully people could have a chance to absorb each song on its own so that no
Sure.
songs got lost. I don't know if me personally, I don't know if I could absorb 16 songs all at once and not miss any. So
Sure.
divided it up, and so that it's like I was almost like I was holding my breath as Volume 1 was out. I couldn't complete the thought until Volume 2 came out, and songs like Man Made just completed the whole picture. So thanks for that, man.
Of course, absolutely. All right, let's jump into these fan questions. At Backstage, Bobby says, who is your favorite creative in Nashville right now, other than yourself?
Meaning artist, I guess. That's what
I would assume, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Well, there's so many, and then if he said creative in Nashville, so you kind of have to throw in producers too. And there's a guy named Derek Wells who's just a phenomenal guitar player, producer. He has a #1 song this week with Hardy, and he produced the 2 songs that you mentioned, Hate You Like I Love You and Man Made. He played every instrument on those songs, every instrument. So it's hard to not bring up Derek Wells, at Derek Wells on Instagram. So yeah, I would go with that answer right now.
Got the shout out too. All right. At 91_bubbles_91. I love these names. I'm convinced Granger Smith doesn't know the meaning of disappointment because his new album is one of his best. What is your favorite song on Country Things Volume 2?
That person doesn't know that I've been in the music business long enough. Man, I definitely know that. And expectations is a big key in this basically in this world, but in the music business, having a higher gratefulness than your expectations equals less disappointment. Sorry, had to get into that. Had to address that.
That's good because that's like an overall for 2020, isn't it? For the year that everyone's had. You're right. That's a great statement. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No worries. Gosh, it's so hard for me. It's like trying to pick a child and saying which one's your favorite. But I would say today, Hate You Like I Love You would be my favorite out of this group.
Great song. At Squirrely281, does he prefer wintertime or summertime? And it's a 2-part question. Has he completed his Christmas shopping?
I'm a summertime guy for sure. I would much rather be hot than I would freezing cold. And I don't buy that argument that people say, but you can only take off so many clothes. Right. No, I don't buy that. I'd rather be warm than freezing and you just can't warm up. I have not completed my Christmas shopping yet.
You've started though, right? Because people start to make me nervous when they wait till like a week out.
I've definitely started. And these days it's a lot different than it used to be because you could just go on Amazon Prime, and take care of business. It's a lot different than it was when you're like, man, I got to go fight them all. So that's just a terrible thought.
Park like 3 miles away, walk in there. Yeah. At Carissa0773, besides George Strait and Earl, who would you love to do a song with?
Well, she knows me well. That's why she said besides George. I would say we'd have to go with a female artist. So let's just go straight for the #1 album in the world right now and go with Carrie Underwood.
Ooh, it's a great answer. By the way, for everyone just joining in, thank you. We appreciate it. It's the radio.com live check-in with Granger Smith, my man. At bsherm_94. 4 years ago, I tweeted that Backroad song put my son right to sleep. It's still his favorite songs to this day. What song do your kids love other than dad's music?
Yeah, that's interesting. We used that music a lot to put our kids down too. So I have an old song called Colorblind that my wife would use to get the kids to sleep. And I know that goes against her question because she said besides my music, but my kids right now, they love the Zombies 2 soundtrack, and it's just on repeat constantly. They are such soundtrack kids. And I was thinking about the other day, I was like, man, the albums that they love are always soundtracks these days.
It's true.
Yeah.
My kids are 7, 6, and 2, and it's the same thing. And Zombies 2 is big. And then I forget the name of the movie now, which I shouldn't because we've watched it 300 times. But the Disney one where it's the kids who have the superpowers and it's like a musical. I know you know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. I can't remember the name of it.
Are you talking about that Jingle Jangle thing or whatever?
No, but that was good too. Somebody's going to say it here in the comments and we're going to miss it. It was, oh my gosh. My wife's going to kill me.
There's Christmas Chronicles 2's out.
Oh, that's great too.
But yeah, there's a bunch of new. I know. I'm right there with you.
All right. At Kel Cheryl 18, already jammed to Granger Smith's new album a couple of times through. 6 String Stories gave me goosebumps both times. Definitely a favorite. What is your favorite on the album? Which I guess you kind of already answered, but I wonder if there's one off of specifically Volume 2 that you like.
Thank you for that shout out. 6 String Stories is important because that song is really my life. I've never really written a diary or kept a journal. I've always expressed my feelings through songs and lyrics and melodies. And my first album came out in 1999. So that's a big amount of my life put into music that I could look back on these old albums and relive where I was living or who my roommate was or what job I was working at. I could remember all that through the lyrics and my own songs. So they've always been an important way to express what I'm going through at the time.
Let's go to at Jenna Rainey 14. Any plans to record and release some Christmas music? If not, why?
Yeah, that's always been a plan, especially with Earl Dibbles Jr. to do like a funny country boy Christmas album. Yeah. It's always hard because you need to do it in the month of June. Like that's like the target month for recording a Christmas album. And it seems like every time June rolls around, I'm into something else. And so it needs to be kind of almost planned now that you get the songs written, you have pre-production ready, and you go into the studio in June. So maybe I'll start that for 2021.
That would be so much fun to see Earl Dibbles because, you know, we haven't really had a song like Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. You know what I mean? Like a funny, goofy Christmas song. So you got to work on that, man, because that's key.
I'm on it. For right. You guys.
At Adori Midori, who I do know is actually in here right now watching. I spent more than 18,000 minutes in 2020 listening to Granger Smith. That's about 300 hours of time well spent. Other than demos and your own music, what artist do you listen to the most?
Wow, that's a lot. I believe that puts her in the, because I was looking at that stuff yesterday. I believe that puts her in the 0.005% of listeners of my music. So that's a lot. That's a lot. So thank you. That means a lot to know that I'm living in someone's life in a way. I listen to, I skip all over the place, and that's what it's like, having kids. I know that Zombies soundtrack by heart. I know every word to the Zombies 2 soundtrack. So that's probably something you never would expect from me, but I know every word.
It's funny. I was talking with a friend of mine the other day, and they were like, "What is your most listened to song?" And I said, "If you look, it'll tell you it's the Happy Birthday Dance remix because my 2-year-old now knows how to ask our smart speaker to play music." And so it's just what it is, We're listening to Happy Birthday every day, all day, when it's no one's birthday at all. All right. At Cole, I don't know how to say this one. Cole Siak BN. I hope I got that right. Shooting the music video for Diesel 10 minutes from my house made me want to mess around and throw my boots on. What was your favorite part of making that music video and your favorite music video you've ever been a part of?
Yeah, we went up to Argos, Indiana, and that was with a YouTuber named Whistlin' Diesel to shoot the music video of mine called Diesel. So it was crazy because we went out to his farm and we had all these trucks in the field and a bonfire, and fans started coming and lining up their trucks down the street to watch the filming. And I think I don't think those were really my fans. I think they were mainly his fans that kind of bled over into my music, or maybe it was a little bit of both. But it was crazy that there's so many people like this comment that said we live right around that area. That was an amazing. It's too early to say that was my favorite, but I would say shooting the Holler music video was my favorite. We had so many friends there, and so many crazy YouTubers, and all this insane stuff going on. That was my favorite video to date to shoot.
What was just kind of a follow up to it? Because I saw on Instagram the other day you posted you guys were filming a video, and I don't remember which one it was for, but somebody had a flamethrower.
Yeah.
What video was that for?
That's what he's talking about. That was the diesel video just a few days ago. That was on Monday.
Yeah.
So we went out there, and that was another YouTuber. I'm friends with all these YouTubers. I just love YouTubers. I love watching their videos, and so I kind of gurm over being their friends. I'm like, oh, you're so cool. So there's a guy named Kentucky Ballistics, and he has this massive flamethrower that's diesel powered, and he stands 40 feet away from a big bonfire that we built, and shoots the flamethrower like 40 feet to light the fire. So that'll be in the video.
It's got to be cool for you too to kind of, you mentioned a few minutes ago with all these YouTubers, and you thought that some of their fans were there. It's got to be cool for you to kind of maybe expand. You've already got a huge audience, but maybe some people who haven't heard your music just yet, and they're like, what's going on here? Now they're here for this YouTuber. They see you, and now they're hooked on Granger. Yee, just like that, right?
That's the plan, and I love that because I also love making YouTube videos. And so I have my family channel, The Smiths, and then we have my Granger Smith channel, and then I have a channel called Yee Life. And so I love making videos. I mean, I've got cameras sitting right here next to where we are because I just love making content and editing content and putting it out. And sometimes I get so deep in the weeds of a YouTube video that music is like a secondary thing. And it's really fun. I love that.
All right, let's go to the next one. At Chad_Camian, Buy a Boy a Baseball and I Kill Spiders just hits differently when you're a parent. Can we hear the story behind those two songs?
Yeah, I Kill Spiders, that's the song for my daughter, and Buy a Boy Baseball is the song for my son. I Kill Spiders was a dear friend of mine texted me one day and said, man, I got a great idea for a song. It's called I Kill Spiders. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. All right, I'm listening. And he said, it's my song to my little girls that no matter what happens in my life, no matter what happens in my career, to them, I'll always be the hero that can kill spiders. And I was like, man, that's a great idea. So I went home that afternoon and wrote the song. And it was just one of those songs that came quickly. Did a little work tape, sent it back to him, and he said, I love it. And that's the version that you hear on the record. And then Buy Boy Baseball, I didn't write. It was my friend Brad from High Valley. He texted me, the singer for High Valley, and he was like, hey, I got a song for you that'd be great for you. And we wrote That's Why I Love Dirt Roads together. So I love what Brad does, and he sent me the song, but I said, hey, buddy, I've just got to tell you, I've already finished the record, so it's too late. I just want to give you this warning before I even listen. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So then I listened to the song, and I was like, oh, dang it. I love this song. I love this song. So I rallied the band, got them all in. That day, I sang the vocals on that same day, and we were able to turn that song around in 1 week and add it to the record.
What's it feel like to have a songwriter or an artist, reach out to you and say, I wrote this song that I think you would be perfect for? Because, as a songwriter, you're really putting your journal or your diary, your thoughts, your feelings onto paper. And to take that and then say, I think someone else would be really good at singing this. That's got to be a huge honor, right?
Yeah, it's a huge honor. And it's a vulnerable thing for an artist to do that to another artist, because you could put it out there and you're kind of worried, like, maybe they'll hate this. So you got to have some guts to do it. You got to have some guts to put that on the line and say, hey, here's the song. I think it would be great for you. Feel free to say no, like that's life, right? Feel free to say no. Feel free to say you hate it. And if you do, I'll think of another one later and try you again later. So it takes a lot of guts for a guy like Brad to just text me a song cold like that. And then I believe it's a huge honor that he would even think of me, like you said, to include me on such a piece of art that's so fragile to him,
Absolutely. All right, we got a couple more here at James2883. Do you ever take songwriting suggestions from fans? Have you ever been inspired by a fan in one of your songs?
Oh, sure. I mean, listening to fans is it's such a big part of what we do because you could argue that everything I do is to build the vision of the live show, to build moments 3 minutes at a time in a 90-minute set list, so that when we play a show, I have all these different moments happening, taking you in different directions, making you feel different emotions, making you excited, then making you come down, and making you pensive, and making you worry, and then making you put your hands up. That's my goal throughout the night. And the way the music business has gone, everything is directed to the live show, which is why 2020 was so detrimental to touring artists, because that is the income for almost everyone in the band and crew. So I have to answer the question. I have to listen to what they want, and then take what they want and try to apply that to my story or how I'm living my life currently, so that I could try to tell their message through my life and have them connect to it. So yeah, absolutely, we listen. If people are hating something, I would be really stupid to not at least consider that they're hating something, and I probably shouldn't do that too much anymore. I'd be stupid not to think about that.
All right. Two more at Kelsey9219, who I also think is here watching right now. How can I get some of that Yee Yee energy drink in Pennsylvania? I guess it's not available everywhere, right? So how would somebody get it if they don't have it at their local store?
Yeah, actually, no one has Yee Yee energy right now because we put it on hold. We just kind of got a little bit overwhelmed with everything we have going on at Yee Yee, and we had to put the reorder on hold until we could refocus and give it our full attention. So don't worry that you don't have it in Pennsylvania. No one has it. And when we do have it back, we will let everyone know.
All right, here we go. Last one at Annie Sellers 13 says, what do you miss the most about live shows, and what do you like most about these new virtual shows and hangs that people are doing?
Well, the virtual shows, you get to get some really good one-on-one time, like a meet and greet. And I really miss meet and greets. We did meet and greets. That was a big part of my day. Every day on touring was that we would pride ourselves in having big meet and greets where we really got to kind of feel the pulse of that market. So in a way, the virtual environment allows you to look at someone up close and talk. But what I miss about the live shows is there's these moments, like one of the moments is right before the show starts and the lights go down and we're backstage with the band, and you just get this nervous energy because you could feel the rumble of the building and you could feel the walls shaking in a way as if you're a gladiator about to go out into the center of the ring. And then you go on there, and then it's just this explosion of energy that not only I feel, but that they feel, the crowd feels, and that we could share together, and we can make eye contact and fist bump and slap hands. And they're kind of, if they could reach, they're grabbing my boots and pulling on my ankles. And it's just that you can't replicate that anywhere in life. And I crave it. And I crave being in the crowd and feeling that as well. It's not just on stage, but I feel that bass coming through your body and hitting your chest from the speakers. And for that moment in time, you're united with everyone around you. You're all in unity for that song, for that beat, for that rhythm. And it's very, very special. I miss it so much.
I think my favorite meme that I've seen this entire year was one that said, I would give anything to pay $30 for an overpriced beer at a live show right now. And while that's funny, there's also so much truth to it. Like, we kind of took for granted these live shows and that kinship you have with all of these other really complete strangers, 20,000, 30,000 of them, who all have this one thing in common, which is to go see Granger Smith live. It's like nothing else. And I don't know that we can replicate that, right? You just can't.
You can't. And we will be back. It's a matter of when, not if. We'll be back.
Granger, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it. Make sure, if you haven't done it yet, go check out Country Things, both Volume 1 and 2. Listen to the whole thing, all 16, all the way through. Granger, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Hey, man. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications from radio.com. While you're at it, why don't you check out some of our other great videos.